On September 23rd, 2017, we have the planets in a linear relationship: Venus, Mars, Mercury, with the Sun, and Jupiter, that's going to be birthed out of the womb of Virgo on the September 23rd. I'd like to explore this linear relationship in the holograph signature of God in His cosmology. In this video, I will explore the number of this cosmology of the holograph of the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, the God of Israel. The Hebrew names of the celestial bodies: the moon, earth, and sun, in their Hebrew gematria values. The moon, Yarech, 218 in Hebrew gematria. The earth, Eretz, is a 291 Hebrew gematria value. And the sun, Samesh, is a 640 Hebrew gematria value. Samesh, in its Hebrew value of 640, when added together, 10, 1 plus 0 being 1. Yarech, which is the moon, Yod Resh Het, and its sum total of 218. 2 plus 1 plus 8 is 11, so we have 10 and 11. 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 and 2. The earth, Eretz, and Leaf, Resh, Sadad, and its Hebrew sum total of 291. 2 plus 9 plus 1 equals 12, so we have 10, 11, 12. 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3. In the names, Hebrew names of the celestial bodies, sun, moon, and earth. Truth, Aleph, 1, Mem, 40, Tav, 400, and its sum total of 441. Those three numbers, 4, 4, and 1, and their anagram will be used to show truth. John 4:20. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where man ought to worship. Jesus said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh, when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. The Hebrew symbol Het and Yud, the gematria value of 18, which means alive, or the beast. Truth in Hebrew, 441, those three numbers. Truth, 441, and three combinations of those three numbers, sum totaling 999. 999 would be the 1998 if you multiply it times 2, which is the 666 three times, 1998, plus the 703, equaling Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth being the 703. And that's the truth. When indexing the constants of pi, phi, the golden mean, the golden ratio, and E, in the 12th position in the index, we find our 999. The logos, the word, the reason, the divine order pulled out of the chaos. Sum totals 443. The gematria value for the Greek word logos, reason, the divine order, is 373. At position 373 in the E constant is the number 4. Position 374, 4, the last position, is the 3, which is this, where we find it in the constant of E, which I use to determine log. That's the natural logarithms and log values and compound interest. Linear relationship of Venus, Mars, Mercury, the Sun, and Jupiter. And I'll show you in a multiple regression analysis how God signed this cosmology. In the names of the celestial bodies in Hebrew, Yarek, the moon, in its Hebrew gematria value of 218, the earth, Eretz, in its Hebrew gematria value of 291, and the sun, Samesh, in its Hebrew gematria value of 640, we will use to determine its correlation with the diameter of the celestial bodies, the moon, and the earth, and the sun. So the name, the gematria value for the name, will be used on the x-axis, and the thing we're going to be looking to predict on the y-axis will be the diameter in kilometers of the celestial bodies, the moon, the earth, and the sun. And we'll use the natural log for the diameter so we could fit it on the axis. And the natural log represents the original number. It's just in a different format, and it uses the E as a basis, constant. This is how we're going to be using it. We use it for compound interest as well, but it's 2.71828. Noon time over Israel on September 23rd. The moon at her feet. She's clothed with the sun, and the linear relationship of the planets that will align in a linear relationship alongside of her crown of 12 stars, which is the 3 planets and the 9 stars of the Leo constellation. So Virgo, the Virgin constellation, will give birth to Jupiter at noon. Darkness falls over the earth, and the sign in great wonder appears. Okay, this is a XY axis, and on the X-axis here, it's going to have the Hebrew numeric value or gematria value for the celestial body name. And here we have Yaretz, the moon, at 218, and it's correlating with the log of the mass, what we have for the moon, which is basically 5265. So you see how it meets at both points there. That's very incredible But the same thing happens when you use the Eretz, that's the name of Hebrew for the earth, at 291. So we have that right here. And the log mass is 5704, so we have that right here. So again, it does it. It's very unusual. And then finally, Samesh, the sun, the Hebrew name for the sun, Samesh, at 640. And as you see, it's a log mass 6976, and it's doing it again. And they form a linear relationship. So the log mass of the moon, earth, and sun points and correlates with the Hebrew gematria, or numeric value of the celestial body, creating these linear relationships. Here's the algebraic formula that I'm using. It's very, very cool. It's a holograph or signature of the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. So now we see this linear relationship forming with Venus, Mars, Mercury, the Sun, Jupiter, and maybe even the Moon down there. So it's like all these are in this linear relationship on the 23rd in the sign, and that's Revelation. The cosmology, the God of Israel.